have no clue. We just landed. We immediately start making interviews. Tonight, ask me to again. That's
Yes.
we just imagine how people will scream, cry. Yeah, this we can imagine.
Yeah. But for me, it's exciting because it's the first time I will see it with the full Dolby Atmos and hear the full finalized sound world. So I'm very excited. I don't know how it feels. Maybe I'm terrified. No, but I'm super
Maybe
excited.
he's gonna kill me. It's
Yeah.
also possible. For example, Soundman already sent me kind of, I'm afraid what he will say. What if he doesn't like? So, because, we change his music a lot. He doesn't know.
I don't know. I think it's exceptional film of.
Don't be polite. Just
No, just let me. No, it's for me personally. What grabbed me on the beginning when Victor was talking to me about the movie and showing me the clips, and for me, it shows the water. For me, the water is the essence and element of life, and therefore it's kind of it's talking to the planet, the water, because that's the basic of everything, and I love how in this movie Victor is showing the power of nature and the power of the universe and power of the water, and that how small we are in this world. And for me, it talks the way that reminding us about the fact that we are part of the nature, and we should respect it, and we should have the perspective that it's way stronger than we are. And in this film, the water is in so many different forms, showing its essence of life, like that it's actually dominating everything, what's going on on this planet. But also, it can be really brutal if you don't respect it, like those scenes where the icebergs are crashing down and the big storms, or it's there's so many touching and strong elements in this movie. So I think this is a movie that is impossible to describe properly, because it's a state of mind as well, or a lot of states of mind when the water is shown in different forms and different perspectives. So I think it's really a movie that you need to see and feel. It's so emotional. It might sound strange that the documentary of water can be very emotional, but it's really talking very strong, and it's creating a lot of thoughts.
I'm surprised how even Shakespeare will not say better. Yeah, really, you just you just did my job. The interview is done. He explained everything. It's nice. I don't have voiceover in the film. I don't have any narration. He just made it. So if you will take it and we'll put it in the film will be complete. What I did, I took these words and put them out, and instead of them, I asked him to replace narrative and voiceover with his music. This was idea. I knew that people used to see films with narrative, right? And they don't know how to watch long 90-minute film without narrative. That's why I told him, listen guy, help me. You will be my voiceover, you will be my Shakespeare, you will be the one who put words without putting words.
Yeah, but it's Victor has a very clear vision where the music needs to be, and also what kind of feeling there needs to be, or kind of atmosphere, and what the music should tell to the audience, and we worked the way, because the time was crazy. time frame was impossible, basically, because I came in so late for this project. And but we saved some time on writing new music. Like Victor came to Helsinki to sit down in my studio while I was writing. So it was a very unique way of working. Like, you know, me putting stuff on the picture, you know, on the place where Victor said, okay, here we need something for this period, and then just searching what it should be. Yeah. Because I couldn't know exactly what he wanted to tell. So we just sent samples and comments back and forth between Helsinki and Berlin. And Victor was, oh, but I will come there. And then he was sitting in the corner of the studio, and this is right. This is get more brutal, get more crazy.
You know what is amazing? When you listen to this, you think like huge orchestra. Yeah. But in fact, it's him. Yeah. Only one. This is what is impossible to understand. Like only one. This is amazing. Before I listened so many composers, 272 British composers, then German, then Austrian, and many good ones. Might be I was not able to explain. It's not that they're bad, no. Might be I was not able to explain to them. But with him it was easy. I don't know why. It happened immediately. Yeah. Immediately. When we met in the first second, it was immediately easy. And then I didn't believe it was so fast. Because my experience in previous films was so different. Yeah. It was sometimes 1 year you get music. One British composer, one of the best in the world. I talked to him, and when I explained to him, he said, 6-7 months. Yeah. And this will be normal. This will be normal. And with him, it was just unbelievable.
I got 3 weeks.
Unbelievable.
So it was crazy.
Unbelievable. Beautiful. It's amazing. This is terrific.
Yeah, but for me it was because I was all the time trying not to take the job, because I knew that the time is crazy, that I don't have enough time, and I had other plans to do, and I had other works to do at the same time. But he just came to my home, and I was like, no, I don't come to Helsinki. We have to meet. I have to explain this to you. I was like, okay, come to Helsinki, and then we sit down, and then I was really, I think I understood what Victor is doing, and what's the vision and what he wants to tell, and then I understood what's the problem with the music, and then I started to get the feeling, okay, maybe I will be able, because I understand him, and I'll be able to deliver, you know, what he needs for the movie. But it happened really fast. But it was like the Russian way, you know. I will come to you. You didn't have a bottle of vodka, but you know, that would be the traditional style. Now we sit down and we talk this through. But it was great. Because I got so excited about the project, because the philosophy and the whole how it's filmed, it just touched me so much. And you know that what Victor wants to tell with his movies, it's amazing.
I really afraid tonight he will watch it and he will say, "No, call me again, I can't." No, it might happen.
Yeah, of course.
You know, especially when you film people. Do you think why I'm not filming people anymore? Right. Because they are always. Sometimes you film people with very great intention, but you're trying to be very polite, and then they say, you know, this shot it doesn't look nice, and this, you know. Even that's why I slowly, I rather to film water, peaks, you know, so you'll not complain.
Yeah. For me, it's hard to say because of the crazy timing, which was impossible actually. So we used some of existing music from me and just rearranged it and organized that it fits to the picture. So for me, it's hard to say.
You'll know more after tonight, I guess.
Yeah, I will know. I have to see it and I have to feel it. But I think.
But there are two moments which made me. There are two moments, different moments. One is when almost everyone, I wouldn't say everyone cried, but many people crying, and most of people feel like, yeah, there is such moment, and of course it's the final.
Final, yeah.
Yeah, and what for me is difficult that. For this distribution purpose, they want to cut, when they put logo of distribution company in front of the film, they will cut our beginning. And for me, it's impossible. Because whole idea was to start this way in order to finish this way. And if you
take the start off. If you cut start and put some logo of beautiful distribution company, but you're killing the end of the film. This is what people don't understand. So for me, it's pity. I'm gonna fight. Yeah.
I'm gonna fight.
Yes, you should.
It's impossible.
But it's hard to say. But I also like that. We used the one existing song on the scene from the ocean at the gates of Manila, and I really like that Victor's vision to have this really intense progressive metal song on such a picture, because it's like if you film waves and you have no sound and no music, it can tell you so many different things. It can be, if you put some melodramatic music on the background, it's just beautiful. The waves are just looking beautiful, but then when we have that music, what we have, it's exciting and it's scary. The same picture. So that's actually the power of what I love on the music and cinema. That's the strong power, that how much it can change the mood and the feeling. And I think Victor's vision, to be so brave, to really go brutal. It might be, the music might be, for some people it might be too much, but it's also the water. It's supposed to be too much in a way. It's too much excitement, and it's.
Okay, I will open some secrets.
Yeah.
Okay. He doesn't know, and no one knows.
Do you want this on record?
In fact, there is one piece of music which we actually did together, in almost like this. It was like 2 hours, which dramaturgical turn of the film. If it will be not that music, this will not happen. So my problem was to change normal narrative of the film and to turn it to a completely different type of film, right? So the film starts like normal narrative, tragic, comedy, and then in certain moment, the film turned into something else. And in order to do this, I asked him to write music. I didn't tell him why, because I know from my experience working with composers, if you tell them why you need it, they're trying to please you. They're putting too much brain on it. And they're verbalizing, in a way, what your thoughts. And I didn't want he put his mind. I didn't want to use his... I only wanted to use his talent.
Yeah.
And I already know that if you unfortunately, composer for film is not composer for for any other purpose. The composer itself is another job. Composer in film, it's something else. And that's why I tricked him. I didn't tell him why I need it. So he doesn't know. Because,
I like that.
because then it happens that after this moment, it was second moment, and after this moment, people will not go out. So my duty is, what actually I'm doing in cinema? What is my goal? My goal is to steal 90 minutes of your life, right? So you come into cinema and you have chance every second to go out. Even in TV, it's easy, right? You watch 2 minutes and then no, I don't watch it. My goal is to say, no, you have no chance. You have no chance. You're gonna watch to the end. In order to do it, people using different tricks. And one of the tricks I use two tricks. One in the minute 15, and another one. The music starts in the first second. In the first real second, we already said it's not documentary. When first sound appeared, we already said no, it's not documentary. It's something totally different. Then in the music, when we use balalaika, I came with balalaika music and asked him to turn it upside down to make totally different dimension from this. It was second moment when I said, okay, we are changing dramaturgy here. We are saying, no, it's not. This is not what you see. There is something else there. And then another episode, in minute 25, when we saying, from this moment, I know, from this moment, no one gonna leave room. And this was his. I tricked him in order he will make something that people will stay until the end. It's yeah.
I like that. That's a nice.
I love that.
That's a nice way of it, yeah.
But it's for me, it's fine that he's not telling me everything because I feel writing music for theater or movie, I feel I'm a servant for the boss.
Yeah.
So it's like.
No, but listen. But you're making concerts, right?
Yeah.
Your duty is that people stay until.
I was thinking the same. My duty on stage, I feel it.
Exactly.
It's like when I got the people in the room. My duty is to keep them in the room and to build the dramaturgy of the show.
Exactly.
The way that they can't leave. I don't let them go.
Exactly.
Until the last notice plays.
Exactly.
And still they don't want to go. It's like.
And another thing, which is most difficult. This is most difficult. I don't know if it's a purpose for this, but if you are talking. The contradiction of our film generally to film industry is the most popular films at the moment, most watchable films in the moment, have very short takes, like the average 1.2 second. 1.2 second. So if you looked at films with $1 billion box office, the average of these films, 1.2 second, very short. It means totally opposite from our film. I cannot make a film about water with one second shot. You have to watch it, right? And if you have 4 minutes shot with iceberg, you see iceberg and they're turning upside down, right? How you can ask people to watch it, right? And if they used to watch 1 second shots, right? So, and I know, for example, I have a shot, and I know in 20, and something happening, iceberg turning upside down. Then I know in 20 seconds, iceberg will appear again out of water, from the water. But if I will cut, then it will be different shot. But my duty is to say, wait a second.
Yeah.
It will appear. Then it appears, then it disappears, and 15 seconds later appears again. How I can keep this pause of nothing happening. But I know in 15 seconds it will appear again. How I can keep people watching it? Because it's impossible. They say, why? I already got it. I got it. Iceberg, turning. So why I have to wait? So this is why I need him.
Yeah.
And I told him I need to give people idea that this is not just contemplated like meditative music. No. I asked him to make structural music and give ideas to people. This music will finish soon. And he is making his crescendo. Obviously, you cannot make crescendo to the infinity. It obviously goes up, and you feel like, it's gonna happen. It's gonna finish soon. And that's why people are supposed to wait until this moment.
Yeah.
So, you see?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I kind of gave them key to wait a second, don't go. Wait, something will happen. You see it's going up, music going up, something will happen. Stay. So this is little tricks.
Yeah.